Okay.
Okay.
Talk.
Alright, well, what are we going to talk about?
Glasses off.
Gotta make sure you get that in the video.
Well, we're trying to get your fucking unadulterated demeanor of your persona.
Sit.
Okay, I'm gonna get some water. Okay, just start talking.
Oh, what?
Oh, please, just come. Just. Are you gonna be like that?
Okay, I'm not like anything. Okay.
Okay, just talk.
Okay, let me think of something. Man.
Come on. I want to hear yapping, chattering.
Oh, let's see.
What?
I'm thinking.
How is it so hard to think of something?
I don't know. What?
Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna fucking have writer's block when you see yourself being recorded.
Well, I'm used to you saying something and me reacting to it. That's kind of what I'm used to.
Oh god.
Okay, well, you said you're not.
Okay, so look. Okay, at the weed store, I was telling the guy while they had Mac Dre playing about mixing hash in the alcohol, and he's like, "Oh yeah, and then you can strain it." And I was like, "Yeah, my friends say that, but I'm nasty. I don't even strain it. I just keep pouring it back, and I want to get that last little bit of THC out of it." And then I didn't even get into talking about decarboxylation. Okay, but I love chemistry and all of that, but I was going to say, you could start, well, we don't have to talk about, that's actually not one of the biggest things. We could talk about when I started growing cannabis when I was 13 or whatever, and how Berkeley
I should
that was.
have made you cut that plant down.
But, no, no, because
that was a pivotal moment in our lives.
my life revolves around,
there was the cannabis plant.
My life revolves around.
pot.
My life revolves around.
And I could hear your mother's voice.
My
in the
life
back of my
revolves
head.
around.
Make him cut it down.
My
He
life-
shouldn't be growing that
My
stuff.
life revolves around cannabis and plants because of what I do.
I know.
No, but my general interest in biology is only because of the cannabis. I mean, I had some interest before, but no, that's not one of the major things.
Okay, wait. So when you thought you wanted me to talk?
Okay, so for AI.
Oh, we're gonna talk about AI.
Okay.
Oh yeah, good idea. Let's talk
I'm
about
just,
AI.
I'm just pointing out. I'm just pointing out. I'm pointing out. I'm saying, and we can say this now. We just don't need to talk about politics, because I'm pointing it out that we're not going to dwell on that. But we're just laying the groundwork of saying this is the Bermuda Triangle. We don't need to discuss that because I don't even care. The point is that the uniparty war state, the war on drugs, as a libertarian relatively, like Thomas Massey, I think that's the biggest problem of all these things. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I read this thing.
Sorry. No, but okay, but democracy. I believe in democracy for others, but I think that unless you have a great desire to like become politically active and like do something, like I like the Supreme Court justices and all the judges and all of the like, especially unpaid people who go and take jobs to like serve the government and society. Like I do commend all of those people who take all of that responsibility and all that. But I do believe in capitalism greater. After I visited the nation of Georgia, I believe that capitalism is the way, the money, and the technology is that increases the society. So if more people gave up their jobs delivering letters for the U.S. Postal Service and did technology things or something, I think the world would be a better place. Not that I hate or don't want bureaucrats, but I'm saying I think if bureaucrats and people who took those jobs that were boring, if they took those jobs and then left because of doing other things, and then those employees remaining, they would demand higher pay. I'm saying so then that would then there wouldn't be this giant labor pool of everyone desperate to work for $18 to $19 an hour.
Okay.
I'm saying
I know, but all right.
What?
Well, because then the labor pool for the people doing the jobs that the people left the post office to take, there would be more of them working in those jobs than
no, but you think no, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, here, that's a good economic fallacy to start you off with. Okay, you think that entrepreneurs and individual thought in an absolute general sense, talking about hundreds of thousands of people. I'm not talking about just one individual. Who's going to become, President Trump or, Elon Musk or Oprah Winfrey, who's going to become wildly successful. That's not the point. I'm just talking about populations. If people were generally, education, for example, if everybody was way more educated, everybody would demand more and be able to from their jobs. And that doesn't, and economic opportunity, the world has got to this point because economic opportunity is progressive. And as income goes up, it pulls other people's income up around it. And that's the reason we've come from Henry Ford era to where we are now. So if everybody's jobs just displaced each other's jobs, then we would, that if jobs were only being displaced, people wouldn't have gotten from cycles of we wouldn't have gotten out of the Depression and gotten through World War II and the Cold War if each cycle was
like so.
If each person was permanently unemployed, maybe some people like
Birdie UBI now.
No, I don't know. I'm saying even from the Great Depression, there's been economic booms and busts through the 70s and such. So maybe some of those people got pushed out of the labor force and turned into being Walmart greeters or whatever that they say, like maybe they got a job lower than what they had done before. But generally the unemployment rate is
wages.
There's criticism of the unemployment rate saying it's fraudulent, fine, but
wages have been stagnant like since the 70s. Except in certain areas, like if you're a coder
wages,
and you work for Google.
Wages in all.
Okay, can I do the research right now?
No, why?
Because. All right.
What? So you could fucking waste 2 minutes of my time while I sit here and wait for you to look on some fucking. That's why coders, since Ephraim, who was an engineer, and I was 8 years old in 2004 or whatever, 2003, whatever, fucking 9. And he was like, well, this is that, this is how much money we make. And he had like a motorcycle, and he was like being a chef. And I was like, oh, why do you want to be a chef if you fucking make this much money as an engineer? He's like, well, if I'm as successful as a chef, I could make just as much money as being an engineer or whatever. He's like, it's not that much more money. And like even since that time, that's why that they import engineers. That's why they push STEM bullshit engineering in all of the colleges, because they want cheap engineers, just like they want cheap nurses.
Well, I don't know. I thought people made like $300,000 a year working for Google.
No, those people mostly still make like $100,000 to $150,000. All right, fine.
Well, then that's still wages.
That's why those people
stagnant since the 70s.
That's why people who we drive around for Uber and Lyft complain and say, "Oh, you poor Uber slut."
Fine. Okay.
Feel like you're not making shit.
I was just saying that wages have been stagnant since the 70s.
That's what the people say to us in the cars, where the guys were telling me.
So do you agree they've been stagnant since the 70s?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
all right. I'm sorry. I thought there was an exception. If there's not an exception, that's okay. That's
due to central banking and drug policy and general state intervention in people's lives and the economy, in my opinion. That's the reason why just like all of this overbuilt commercial real estate. Okay. And the commercial real estate, in my opinion, was tied with being an anchor for banking crisis.
Okay.
So as from the 70s to 80s, the entire commercial asset system in the U.S. banking system graduated and leveled up and became a nationalized banking system across nationwide. They stopped having geographical restrictions, and then the system moved over to different types of forms of capital and derivatives, and all types of other shit. Took the place as the rock of the economy that in the 60s and 70s, real estate mortgages were like one of the central, like 40 to 50% of bank balance sheets.
Okay.
And in the 80s, that started to get replaced and diversified, and with other things, and the technology. So basically that's what I'm trying to say. So the economy, it sputtered out, which is because of Vietnam, and the war on drugs. So you had the Great Society, war on poverty, war on drugs, and war in Vietnam. Okay, war, right? We will take this and prescriptively shove it down everyone's throat, and they shoved it, rammed it, and other things happened and splintered out. And so they papered the economy over, held everything together, and printed money basically to prop up the insolvent banks through the 70s and 80s, and then beat the Soviet Union. And then with the giant surplus of the peace dividend in the 90s, it was all squandered and mostly spent on debt and just refinancing the same shit, and nobody had any structural changes. And but commercial real estate never recovered its central core necessity for speculation in the economy as it did. And then it actually changed from commercial real estate in the 80s to home real estate. Residential real estate crashed more in 2008. And so I'm saying I think that's all related to excessive state. I'm not saying that I would eliminate all of those laws or every single part, or that I know how to how Nixon should have legalized drugs. Maybe there was Mad Hatter death squads spraying LSD in people's faces and creating Timothy Learys all over America, and maybe they needed to institute draconian measures to control drug usage all over America. I have no fucking idea. I don't claim to know anything. But generally tending to be that the bipartisan consensus evolved into being, okay, the Democrats saying inner city borrowers, we want you to forgive loans, and then essentially that moved into the federal government subsidizing the loans to be forgiven, because they couldn't say, okay, then who's going to go bankrupt? Is J.P. Morgan? Who's going to hold the assets, in West Oakland, and the Acorns and all of these community redevelopment projects? Who's going to take those failing assets? The state took them, and that's what they successfully had to do. Crisis. That's what they did all through the 80s. I remember Resolution Trust Company.
So this happen every time we do one of these things. Is you take over the whole thing and just go on and talk?
No, I'm just saying. I think the state intervention was the problem.
Okay. I had no idea we were going to talk about this.
I was saying the philosophy. I'm saying if more people chose to be more creative in the most basic sense of just completing their algebra courses.
Okay.
And getting any old horse shit associate of arts or bachelor's of fucking administration degree in fucking administering a paper mill. Whatever the fuck they already do. If all these people just went and got one little notch better and just brushed up on their basic vocabulary shit. Mm-hmm. The type of shit that you expect a advanced placement type, advanced, well-performing high schooler to do. Okay. If you got most adults to revisit that type of education and then go dedicate themselves back to it, I think they would get a boost in growth. And it would be less people working at dead-end jobs, feeling like they're hopeless.
Okay.
And I think the system of government and society feeds on people working like slaves.
Yeah.
As a sociological thing. Not that it's this evil, like, Hitler, slave, but it just, nobody stands up to say, hey, stop, look in the mirror, you should go back to school and do what you're doing. I mean, America is still a good place. It's not a bad place at all by any means. I'm not even talking about the U.S. I'm talking about the whole world. Actually the U.S. is better than most of the other places in the world. for career and skill training, and adult education. It's actually that was the one I was arguing with Rixie and Dieter about in Munich in 2014, was because I had been in college and I realized, so primary education is better around the world. Pretty much everywhere around the world, primary is better. But I think adult education for remedial adult education, I think America is probably one of the best. Maybe there's some that are better, but I think there's a big disconnect, because that's what I saw in Germany. Was that in Germany, that the schools, they're like, oh, fast performing schools, all the schools, they're like Berkeley. Okay, but if you're not playing the violin, and doing beautiful things, then you're a plumber. Then you're tracked to be a plumber, and then there's no way back in to enter back through the door. Right. There's no real community college system once you're tracked into that education in Germany. Okay. The primary education system's probably better, but they don't have a direct, well codified system all over that's designed to make. I was like, well, what is the system for adults? And they're not. That they have this attitude in Europe of that you're born in this place. It's like, I don't know, it comes from like fucking nobility or whatever. Like they still have these people that just like, I accept my lot in life. It's a very American thing to be like, I'm an adult and I was born to be a fucking a ditch digger or a janitor.
It's an American thing?
It's an American thing to say, I was born into nothing and I'm going to make something of myself.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. And so you're saying that the community college system helps people to actually achieve that if they really want to.
So in that way, of looking at it, I think it's true. I think the primary education in Germany is probably way better.
Right.
The primary elementary schools, like the elementary schools in America, could be pretty fucking horrible.
Right.
Well, not if they're not horrible, just kind of a waste of time.
Variation.
Even East Oakland. Chicago. East Oakland's better than Chicago, but East Oakland is starkly worse than Berkeley. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. Probably all the shit in Germany is probably kind of like Berkeley, but pretty well funded, pretty good teachers, all that shit.
Right.
And so in that way, they're making up for it by saying, oh, if you didn't take advantage of that shit and do better in primary, well, then we don't need to have this secondary system because but in that way, it's this weird, beautiful, like Christian redemption thing, in the sense of saying, oh, it's all fucked up, it's shitty. Elementary schools, but you're a ditch digger, you're a fucking, I don't know, uneducated person. There is widespread community colleges.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm saying that actually fits within this American identity spirit thing of changing yourself as being an adult. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that in Germany, and Vixie, she didn't offer up anything. And it was weird because I was praising the California educational system that produced her. Right. A Berkeley
yeah, but she
graduate.
Didn't need the community college, so
exactly. So she's like, oh well, anyone who's in the community college, well, you're already on a fucking vocational track.
No, she doesn't think that. She knows.
Yeah, she did.
No,
she's like, I was washing dishes at Paul LeDuc, and I didn't graduate from college.
Okay, Mylan.
Well,
she's not stupid. When she was at Cal, I'm sure she met people who had spent some time in community college. It's not that uncommon to go to community college for a while and then transfer to Cal. She's not going to judge them you're beneath me because you didn't go straight from high school to Cal.
No, I know. Well, I think she is, but no, I think that's the heart of it. No, but
all right, whatever.
Beyond that,
you felt judged by her, but that doesn't mean she judged everybody else.
No, but
and maybe she wasn't even judging you as much as you thought. No, I'm just feeling sensitive about it.
No, it's fine. No, I'm saying. I know she describes she really represents this very, very classist. That's why she moved to fucking Germany.
Okay. She married a German. What do you expect?
Yeah, but she moved there to say, let's stay in boring old Munich for my whole life because I love the uptight German pork knuckle culture. with the 1,000-year-old
I'm not
brewery.
going to argue with you about this. I don't know what goes on in her mind, what goes through her mind. I'm sure there were times when she probably felt like, fuck, what am I doing here? Fucking boring ass.
No, I'm saying I think she likes
know.
that uptight, prescriptive nature.
Okay, fine. Maybe she does. I don't really care.
Well, okay, that's fine. Okay, well, I'm just saying. Okay, fine, but okay, I think the adult education system in the U.S. is probably comparatively more superior, and I think that's an American way of being like, oh, primary education and all that stuff is just fucking daycare, and if you choose to be Aristotelian and Socratic and choose to educate yourself and do better for yourself, then you will be given the opportunity and rewarded.
Yeah.
So, in that way, it's more of an adult choice. In that way, that I'm saying that the colleges are free and empty. There's people, not kids and stuff. They're not being forced to go there.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, but that's why it's free of those people. Is because,
Yeah, I feel like you're just repeating yourself now.
well, I was saying,
You know how you feel about the community college system. It's great.
I was saying why I think not just all governments and stuff.
Community college system is run by the government.
No, I know. I didn't say that government is bad, did I?
No, I guess not.
So you're just trying to wait for me to make a simple, direct statement so you can like nitpick me and say, well, no, you really did say that.
I'm not. Oh my god.
All right. Well, well, I mean, that's the fucking crux of our whole lives, is that we all had fucking sleep apnea, and I mean, that's a non-visible fucking disability, and I'm just a little bit too loud, and like I'm not like, you know, I'm just not, you know, polished enough. And it's, I mean, I love you guys. It's fine. I'm fine and happy with my life. I don't want a different life. But if I had been this like, you know, whirlwind of a little kid, if you guys had been a little bit more polished too, you could have at least sort of, you know, hemmed down my like outlandishness a little more, that I could have fit into society. I'm saying it was the combination of me being way off the deep end, and then you guys being lower middle class, I'm saying Berkeley was so fucking pretentious, and it is, about how you look and act and smell, and how people perceive you. Mm-hmm. That you know, that that was the reason why I couldn't succeed in that system. I just fucking hated writing. I hated all creative expression, because I just felt like it was these like touchy-feely people who felt like their feelings were more important than yours, and because they were more expressive, the people who like were more interested in the way things worked and mechanically physical how things worked, that I always felt like those fucking people were like prejudiced against me, because I couldn't pipe my voice up to like say, hey, I have things of value and whatever to say, but because those people were like, they would fit into and then because Berkeley was so fucking rigidly like, you know, professor music, like the music fucking abstract art fucking focus and pressure there was so heavy, and that I didn't like any of that, and that's why where we could have been lower middle class, like my friend Amato, essentially. But if I had gone to the fucking been in the boys' choir, if I had been a musical prodigy, that would have been an acceptable narrative for me.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
What?
I don't know. I mean, you've told me all this before, and I don't know why
It's
the
fine.
watching public is.
I'm saying that's who we are. I mean, it's just, fucking cannabis. That's what I was thinking about saying. It's cannabis is Schedule 3 now. I mean, it's fine. I can reveal my nature. I have never fucking stopped using my cannabis for fucking over, 2/3 of my adult life. And am I proud of that? No, not at all. I accept it of myself. But as I was telling the guy at the weed store how I mix the fucking weed with alcohol to do that, I mean, the amount of weed, the consistency I'll use it, I mean, it's really pretty fucking high. There's not many people who use as much or more weed than me. It's probably less than 1% of all the fucking weed consumers. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, it definitely creates a certain type of personality for myself. It allows me to feel...
Rastafari.
Yeah, it allows me to feel... well, it's funny, though. You read, actually, the origins of their movement is rejecting alcohol and saying that because cannabis is safe, that's part of why they justify to say that it has a relationship to God. I don't really take that
also, the seeds, right? The seed thing. You're supposed to consume the herb with the seed. And because, just wild cannabis, has shit tons of seeds.
Yeah, that's
cool. Supposed to be why, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's cool from an artisanal standpoint.
Well, it's then it's the Bible. That's a Bible thing. They said God says part of their sacrament is God says you're supposed to consume.
But I'm saying, okay, so, I have my fucking plumbers at work.
Hey, here's the herb with lots of seeds. Woo!
Yeah. So I'm saying, the weed makes me more extreme and weird, like Berkeley. But Berkeley doesn't like to see me as the extreme product of what Berkeley produces on average. I'm the product of all of these,
Well, you never took advantage of your extremeness enough. Because they like to protect that, in a way.
Yeah, but not what I represent. As this loud... kind of boisterous at times, a little bit, just this loud, uncontainable.
Yeah, I know they want quiet intellectuals. Quiet intellectuals are quiet homeless people who they can save.
No, quiet intellectuals and loud homeless people, so that they can stare at them. Not too loud.
Yeah, but because they want to set up a homeless shelter, have people stay there. But if they're actually loud, then that's a problem.
Well, they can go and sit in a park where nobody is,
right?
And sing to themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so look.
Somebody out there is going to say that we're incredibly and politically incorrect and insensitive.
No, I don't think you can, because I lived in my car in Berkeley and Oakland. So I and my friends were homeless and died, so I am the exclusive appointed arbiter.
That's true. I don't really have that, though. But I grew up in Berkeley, so I get to talk about Berkeley.
Well, I don't think we've said anything bad about anyone, so...
We made some stereotypes. We stereotyped.
Well, the point is that Berkeley people are pretentious. Okay, that's just...
You're talking about a certain group of Berkeley people, but you're saying that group of Berkeley people were who went to
listen over
the culture.
Let's say let's
right?
be okay.
There's a lot of Berkeley
okay, listen. I'm going to say this.
Okay,
I'm going to say this. I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm actually trying to be uncontroversial. But let me just throw this out there. And it sounds controversial. Okay, but let's just say this. Lola, like black people, or ethnic people who moved to Berkeley. A lot of them sort of land in Berkeley. Where they're nurses, and they're oh, this is a nice place, and I'm from Louisiana, and I drop my kids off here, and I work wherever the fuck, or ethnic people. I remember in my first grade there was these kids from Afghanistan, and they didn't know English, so they go there where they're oh, there's immigrants here,
right?
Where it's this welcoming immigrant community. They're not oh, Berkeley educational. Maybe some of them they turn into that,
yeah,
and a lot of their kids do well educationally
for a while.
But the parents, when they first go there, they're not thinking, oh, educational institutions first. Right. The way that the stereotypically white or white Asian people go there. So there is an absolute racial element that's present. It's not rigid at all. It's a self-segregating hierarchy where the whiter people live up on the hills, where it's cleaner and more beautiful, and then the darker, poorer people live in the flats towards Oakland or Emeryville, on the areas that are more ugly and higher density.
Okay.
And so those people who happen to be like more transient in Berkeley, they're not as much active participants in the community.
No, that's true.
And so they benefit from the trickle down of the educational institutions, and their kids do well. But those people don't directly participate in it as adults.
Yeah, all right, that's true.
And then in the middle you have us, where like you guys essentially like lucked into great grandma's house there, where you guys didn't have enough money and expertise and success and all that to like go and pay and be like, hey, we're going to shop and like buy and pay cash for this house to like buy in Berkeley. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't have otherwise bought or had that money at that time to get that house. Right. We might have, if we didn't have that house to buy, we probably would have just ended up living in like fucking Oakland or somewhere else cheaper. Who knows? Wherever the fuck. But
yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's fine, but okay, now let's just say the organic gardening.
Horrors of growing up in Berkeley.
Okay, look, I have my note there. It's fine. There's nothing bad about it. It's just kind of weird, but it's fine. I mean, it's kind of like the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead is really what summarizes everything in Berkeley. It says what a long strange trip it's been. That's what it's like living in Berkeley. It's a long strange trip.
Yeah.
I mean, Grateful Dead. If person doesn't know what Berkeley is, the Grateful Dead are like everything what makes Berkeley unique. It's kind of like them in one way or the other.
Okay, can I tell one story? Okay, I've told you this before, but I want to tell it for the listening audience, okay? So when I was working as a cook in a restaurant in Berkeley, and one of the other cooks, who shall remain nameless, he was like, I hate these fucking hippies, and there was a Dead show at the Greek Theater, and he's like, I had to sit and wait. I couldn't drive because of all the fucking hippies coming down off the hill. And so I said to him, I go, oh really? So when you get arrested and they have a story about it in the paper, it's gonna say 20-something man wearing John Lennon glasses with long hair and scraggly beard, driving a Volkswagen bus, mows down groups of Grateful Dead concert goers screaming, I hate these fucking hippies. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's my story. It was just funny and ironic.
Sure.
He did not actually do that, though. But.
Yeah, I think that's clear. But, yeah. I was going to say on the practical thing, okay, so the whole thing with organic, I had the note there about why the irrigation is more important than things are organic or not. Okay, so that's what the farmers were protesting in Europe was the nitrogen pollution regulations. And some of the farmer guys who were criticizing it, they were saying that even their biodynamic farming methods could still be...
Wait, we're talking about biodynamic farming now?
Yeah, what?
Oh, you're changing the subject.
Not in my mind.
Oh.
But it's okay. So the guy was saying that
who was this guy? Who was this guy?
I don't fucking know. Some guy who said he's a farmer and was writing an article about Europe controlling too much regulation. The guy said even though he is an organic farmer,
and he lives in Europe,
I guess,
okay,
or maybe he might have been. He might have been American.
Controls?
He might have been American. I don't know.
Okay, but he lives in Europe.
I don't know. He might have been American.
Oh, well then. Okay.
But he was saying the regulations that they're doing would impact him, even though he's doing things organic,
right,
or whatever biodynamic in the most sustainable way. You still couldn't comply.
How come?
I don't know. They're just too onerous.
Oh,
he said even if you did the most environmentally friendly possible way, these regulations were not.
So he's saying, why? Because it's written by bureaucrats who know nothing about agriculture?
Well, yeah. Well, it was. He's saying that it's
larger.
Yeah, that too. I don't know. Yeah, I'll hope.
Can afford to actually.
Yeah, but I mean, those. Which exact one? Yes, I don't know that speculation, but all of those, yeah, essentially. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that the risk. So the nitrogen pollution, it's a risk. So every time we pee, that it goes through unless it's all filtered through the wastewater treatment plants, then it causes eutrophication, and the algae. That's actually the really most interesting. It's much more interesting than CO2, and I mean air pollution is important, all that, but the unavoidableness of this is so even the organic still causes eutrophication, and so in Lake County and stuff, and it says on I guess on the native reservations they're close to a bunch of eutrophied lakes and stuff, and it said that the spray, that the air, the foam, that the venom, the toxic substances in the algae wafts in the air.
And what is this? What effect does this have?
I don't know. It causes cancer or whatever. It's toxic. It causes allergic responses, and
well, that's not good.
So it's interesting. So in the way that the wastewater treatment language is, for what they talk about for what they remove is nutrients. So they remove nutrients. So actually, that's what I'm saying. So synthetic nutrients with a controlled release fertilizer, which is mixed with a polymer. I'm not sure if a polymer, which is silicone, I guess, but not silicone, but I guess polymers mean plastic. I am not sure if there's a non-plastic polymer. I guess polymer pretty much is plastic, but so that's the stuff I was saying. It's coated in plastic. So that's fundamentally really the only way to prevent runoff. So even runoff. Oh. So even if you apply bat guano or manure, it runs off in 1 or 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Only that plastic coated synthetic fertilizer can prevent or reduce runoff.
But it's plastic.
I know.
Well, what are you gonna do?
So I'm saying is, do you want pervasive plastic pollution all over? Well, you already have plastic pollution with all of the other stuff. Maybe you could say organic farming is sort of less plastic. Maybe you could say,
but you're saying it still
but there's a lot of ways organic could be more plastic or the same.
Oh yeah.
Because they could use plastic instead of pesticides. They could use plastic sheathing, plastic mulch, plastic things, plastic sheets or whatever. They might use that shit instead of pesticides or herbicides.
Yeah. Because all that stuff, you try to make that stuff like biodegradable or whatever. It's very expensive. Like I bought some plastic wrap that's supposed to compost. It's horrible. It's horrible. Like it just, I couldn't even get it off the roll. Like it's just like it's horrible.
So that would be a really good future.
Plus, it was more expensive.
Future review thing. Looking, how can these look at? Corn plastic, this, that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe you'll find something that actually does work.
I'm talking about. I mean, we got these. We were talking this fucking 30 minutes, whatever time we're talking here. I'm saying, we're laying the groundwork. I'm saying, future plastics. That is the problem. Okay. It's going to be a problem for a long ass time.
Yeah.
I think the best we can hope for is to get plastic that degrades less quickly.
Mm-hmm. What? So it can last longer in the big plastic islands out in the middle of the ocean?
No, yeah, it's actually because if the plastic's going to degrade, it's better that it doesn't fall into all of the environment. And thinner plastics, like Duncan said, he's like, cheap gas station straws, cheap plastics like foam plastics. They are thinner and cheaper. Like it's reflected in the motherfucking chemical name. It's called low density polyethylene, LDPE. Okay. And HDPE is like those mozzarella tubs, like plastic tubs, like the HDPE. That's thick.
Yeah.
LDPE is like the outside wrapping of a straw.
Okay.
Okay, so LDPE degrades very rapidly.
Is that good or bad? It's bad because it's
Well,
plastic.
it's now we know it's bad because we understand it's degrading into our brain synapses.
Oh, I see.
Because we know.
So if you use one of those straws, then you're just sucking that shit right up into your brain.
Well, that's HDPE. The straw and the straw and the spoon themselves are probably HDPE.
Okay. Oh.
But the outer wrapping, the very light
like the
plastic
little
outer
cellophane
wrapping.
shit?
Yeah, because you have a stack of them.
Oh, I see.
Because you want the person to believe that one is sanitized when they have a giant bucket of them.
Yeah.
And now at Costco they have a
Why
thing,
can't
and
you
it
say
has a thing in it, and you pull, and you
Yeah.
see that, and you pull it, and it goes cha-chung, and it puts one down, and then you pull it with the handle sticking out, so it doesn't have a loose tub of people to be touching.
Oh, okay.
You've probably
So
seen
then
that.
it doesn't have to be wrapped in that plastic shit.
It doesn't have to be wrapped in.
Oh,
Their industry is trying very hard.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, are we done now?
What?
What? Unless we get to talk about AI. I don't want to talk anymore. We talked a lot. You talked a lot.
I was saying the fucking irrigation.
Let's talk about how
Listen. I'm look. I'll say two more things. I'll say two more things for 1 minute, barely, maybe a minute and a half. Okay, I've been wanting to tell you this for a while. I just haven't been that motivated to tell you, but I guess this is the best time to tell you. It's not that complex or hard. It's just to be very clear. The job of what it means to be gardening means that you control and choose the plants to be in the space. So the physical action of removing competing weeds, or what I was doing if I say, oh, okay, maybe the peach tree's okay, but not growing here.
Right.
That action, and then using pots to level the plants at different heights,
right.
to grow them in pots to a certain height, and then saying, oh, this is the time of the year the tomato is going to take off, and it's going to leave past the grass because it's 75 degrees. So we leave them up on the pots at a higher level so that they keep getting sun hitting them directly, and the weeds won't overgrow them.
Okay.
That's a necessary part. Those are the two things physically that.
Wait, so you're saying grow things in pots and then raise them up over the weeds instead of pulling the weeds out?
Yeah.
That would make. Oh, okay, sure.
That's why the table.
That's that. Okay, yeah. I like that idea.
That's what you see at a nursery.
Yeah. Okay, so instead of having a what do you call it? A raised bed thing, right? You have a raised platform.
Yeah, just what we have, those crappy plastic
And
tables
then let
with
the
the big ass tray.
weeds grow, and then you put your guinea pigs and shit in there that can eat all that.
Yeah.
And then poop, and then compost it.
And then all you do is
That's good,
as you say, hey, I want to plant here, then you go and intensively dig out that little area, and then you plant your lettuce
I
directly
thought you
in.
were only planting in.
No, I said you transplant at a certain size when
Oh, I see.
once the plants reach a certain
Oh,
size.
I see. Once they don't need to worry about competing with the weeds. Is that what you're saying?
Or slugs.
Oh,
Because the slugs
I
will all
see.
crawl right out, and
Right.
the slugs want your lettuce.
You know what you could do too is you could put, well, it'd be expensive, but you could put a thin coating of copper over or at least on the bar, the parts so that they could crawl up, and then the little slugs and snails would be able to crawl up
Of what? On what?
of the raised thing that you're keeping the smaller plants.
Yeah,
in.
they can't climb up already.
Oh, okay.
Virtually, yeah.
All right. Okay, that's good. Okay, we're done now.
No, I was just saying that's all what the farming was.
Yeah.
What? Okay,
That's good,
fine.
yeah, I like
Talk about whatever. Okay. I was just laying the fucking groundwork. Don't you get
Okay.
it? My interests. I was thinking about. I was driving back from the grocery outlet with your thing. My interests are electromagnetism
Really?
of chemistry.
Wow.
What?
That's very quantum-y.
Yeah, but
That's
I don't care about any of the quantum parts.
Well, but it doesn't matter if you care about it. You're going to encounter it if you study that. I mean, that's just,
No. I like bulk. I don't have any interest in the details of it. I just like the calculating of volts
Alright.
times batteries with size of transformers on the poles, just like the absolute pragmatic shit that I do with the Dawn.
Okay.
Like none of the like edge cases or like fucking like special things really interest me that much. But I'm saying, and the chemistry of existing metal, like what really interests me is like the rare earths, just all of those. Why are all of those metals used in different things? Like why would they use some mix of silver and like all of those other fucking metals instead of one other metal? That's probably the most interesting thing for me.
Okay.
In my fucking life. And then secondarily, the chemistry, I like organic chemistry. Not biochemistry as much. Because biochemistry is the chemistry of the biology of cells.
Right.
I don't care that much about the fucking cell mitochondria and all that. I don't care about all the details. I don't give a fuck about all the learning all the biology. I don't want to systematically learn all the biology. I only want to systematically learn all the chemistry.
Okay.
And then after I know all the chemistry, then I like to go and say, oh, I know that. I know why this is happening. I know why this is happening. I know why this is happening on a chemical basis. I don't like learning the fucking biology first. And that's what biochemistry is. And that's what all the government and everyone's pushing biochemistry, biotechnology. But I like organic chemistry, which is petroleum and alcohols and industrial alcohols and acetic acid is really interesting, is a huge base that's used to make plastics and formaldehyde and other aldehydes. So these large, medium-sized like molecules, and then like alcohol degrades into formaldehyde in your liver. So that's why a low exposure of it is tolerable. But that's part of why alcohol is bad for you, because it's like drinking embalming fluid. And formaldehyde is somehow present in smoke and stuff. So these large molecules that can also be used for industrial purposes, like used in our plywood and furniture, is present naturally in the decomposition of alcohol.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. So the organic chemistry of the molecules is much more interesting to me. Then I don't give a fuck about the biological side of it that much. I mean, that's okay, but I wouldn't want to study all of that. So I'm saying I'm accepting that I live in the fucking Bay Area and there's no other option, and I hate it, but I have to work on computers and learn software shit this fucking semester. I'm going to take the software for non-computer science majors class. It's the software for boneheads class. The really easy software introduction, and then I'll continue with the nice Indian professor guy to the next one after.
Okay.
Which would be more intense, but.
Okay, I'm tired of the snow.
No, but you're talking about whatever your shit you wanted to AI.
You keep saying, and then you
No, I'm done. I was just saying my primary interest is
talk about AI. I don't really want to talk about AI either. I mean,
no, you're just getting tired. It's okay. Just fire yourself back up.
I don't have anything to say about AI. We already know there's just various camps, like there's the doomers, and then there's the people who say it's going to save the world.
Okay. I'm done with everything I had to say. Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
No, but no, I'm saying I'll prompt you.
Okay.
Duncan loves prompting. Prompt engineer Duncan. He's the funny thing.
I would like to learn more about prompt engineering.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is, okay, I think, he vaped a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I think that's why he wanted to vape, because I think he wanted to get creative like me. No, because that's the thing. The prompting, you have to be creative.
Okay, what does he say about prompting? What has he told you about prompting?
I don't know. He doesn't know. He just likes, he has to do it.
What is it? Well, I know what it is, but
the prompting is what you do when you're using the AI. So
yeah, I know. It's asking it the right question the right way.
Yeah. It's just trial and error. There's no systematic anything that can be done.
Well, there is the guy who's jailbroken every AI.
That's because
model.
of the use of his own logic.
Yeah.
But there's no. I know, but there's no. The AIs are responding with creative, unique, individualized answers.
Right.
So there is no specific A to Z formulaic 1 + 1 + 1.
Well, doesn't that
There's no direct answer.
Okay, then listen though. Doesn't that,
even like rocket science, right?
Fine.
Where like Tesla goes to the moon or whatever, they're going into fucking
Finally.
space.
Hold on.
Right? They have all that complex bullshit.
No.
But they have one answer. The fucking space bullshit goes up, and it fucking goes up.
Okay, but listen. Okay, fine. But doesn't that kind of?
Yeah, you're right. It does prove kind of whatever the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
So what?
No, it's just interesting because there's so many people.
Oh no, that's what's funny is that Duncan, he's fundamentally not as creative. I think because of the cannabis. Because people who are uncomfortable to use cannabis, I think that they have like their problems with their own creativity or whatever. Like he's very obsessive, and he thinks Duncan. One of the things I respect him. I love him. He's great. I mean, a lot of good things I can say about him. And it's everything's fine. But he thinks that you work hard, and he doesn't believe that the reward to work ratio on a lot of things is really inverse. A lot of people work really hard and get nothing.
Yeah.
And some people who get good at doing things with relatively way less effort than the people who work really hard breaking rocks, they get great results. So he thinks that everything is random.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and
there's an element of randomness, a strong element of randomness, but I wouldn't say everything is random.
No, but I think the creativity. I'm not perfect at all, and I don't have any tangible success to toot my horn and say I'm great. I don't have any tangible great things, but I think the prompting and shit. That's why I don't use the AI shit. Is because I'm really good at prompting Google what it was. That's what I was saying. Like you would search stuff. And you would write phrases. I would always strip that out for you. So whenever I want to search for something...
I know.
I know, but you still have to think about it. I don't think about that. I'm not trying to... I mean, I'm not wagging my... I'm just saying. That's just comes naturally to me, because that's how I grew up. I'm not...
I know, but it's not like...
It's like we're on Mars.
Listen, wait a minute.
It's like we're on Mars, Dad, and you don't know Martian.
Hold on. Okay, but let me say something. It's not like here's a sentence asking Google a question. How many blue guinea pigs are there in the world? And I don't get much of an answer that I'm looking for, or whatever. And then you come along and you just take out the words.
Yeah, it is kind of like that.
And then, but it's the exact same sentence with just a few of the unnecessary words taken out, and then all of a sudden you get all the right answers.
Because when you no, it is because you have to whittle. I know how to take whatever your query is. Let's say your query is 15 words, right? I separate the query into alternative, contravailing queries. I separate it into blocks of the query.
Well, I would never do a 15-word query. Of course you're going to get a jumble from that.
Well, or even 10. I'm saying I'm really good at separating the things into separate ideas. You present... Because the AI, what it does is it says, okay, here's your overall idea. Here's some results.
Okay.
But Google, before AI and the current just Google general search, it returns either a complete phrase, if someone has your complete phrase, or just stuff that's similar to it, and it's not prioritizing it the way that the AI
Well, also what it does is it takes whatever the most common question is, right?
Yeah.
So if you ask an uncommon question, but that happens to have a couple of words that are in the more common question, you'll get all these results for the common question.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, oh, this slightly unusual thing you were asking about, we're not even gonna like.
Yeah,
you're too weird. You don't get an answer.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why you have to use the old keyword search by Google. That's what I'm saying. I frequently let's say okay.
But it's those keywords
listen, I know, I'll try
that end up giving you the regular boring thing that everybody's asking.
Okay, let's say I'll try to come up with a hypothetical thing. Let's say I'm searching for a difference of like a rare old Mercedes, like a Lamborghini, versus the Lamborghini, and let's say that these two cars raced, and I'm trying to find the details on the Lamborghini versus the Mercedes, and they're like rare, like Lamborghini shaped, like ultra fast sports cars from like the 70s. I don't know, some shit kind of like what had happened possibly in the past. I would break each one of those, and I would go to tables of all the Lamborghinis in the 70s, all the Mercedes in the 70s, and I would cross-reference. I would do exactly what the AI does.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a lot more. That's a lot more
And
involved than you.
That's
just
how I
me
do it.
Cut out a couple of words.
No, but I'm saying that's part of the start, and then I would cut each query.
Yeah.
Let's say
So you were doing a lot more than just what you made it sound. The last time we talked about this, you made it sound like I was dumb because I put in the and.
No,
And
I know, but I'm
all
saying
I had to do was get rid of those, and then I would have perfect.
no. I wasn't saying. I wasn't trying to
Well,
say
that's
that
what it seemed like
that
you were saying.
just with that small reduction that
Okay.
it would that. No, I'm saying if you can't even get to that part to start, then you're never going to arrive at a successful strategy. Is what I'm trying to say. That's why you're reliant on the AI. I'm saying that's just what I developed.
Right. I mean, the AI does understand better what it is I'm asking, and does give me better results.
if it gets you the right answer.
Yeah,
if
it
your
usually
answers-
does.
if your
Generally,
questions-
it usually does.
No, but that's you just said if your question's not too obscure.
No, the AI will. Well, actually, you know what the AI will do? I think I mentioned before is what it'll do is I don't know. It's almost like it's lazy. Like
Yes, it is. That's exactly.
Yeah, like I said, the peach from
Yes.
that Alice Waters
He has
gave
to
to
repeat it.
yeah.
Duncan is saying that he has
Yeah.
to save.
And then when I find it somewhere else, and then I say, "Hey, what about this?" And then it'll go and tell me all about it as if, but it'll never say, "Oh, sorry."
Duncan says exactly that. Duncan says exactly
It'll
that.
just immediately.
Look, I'll talk to Duncan in another week, and we'll talk.
And
about
then I
this.
feel like saying, "What the fuck? How come you?"
No,
like, didn't just say this
listen.
in the
He
first
has
place?"
to. He has to save different AI things once he gets the right report and shit written how he wants.
Right.
He has to save it in all these documents and re-upload it to the
Right.
AI
Yeah,
each time
it has
he
no
queries.
memory. Yeah, it has no
Each time he queries something new, so that he says, "Here's all this bullshit I
Right.
wrote, and I went over all of this shit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're doing number 10,
Yeah.
and you have to integrate it with all that other shit."
Right.
He has to
wait.
fucking put each.
So he has to upload
He
everything
has to-
back
yes.
on, and then tell
Yes,
it to reintegrate.
yeah. Duncan has to go through and say,
Which,
okay.
well, it
Duncan has to divide his project into, let's say, 10 pieces,
Right.
right, of another 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
He has to say, okay, 1 is done. That's all I can get done in this session thing. Save it down.
Right.
And then
But
he
they're
has,
working on that though. It won't be long until it has.
No.
Yes.
It's really so stupid. No.
No,
It's so far from.
No, you're wrong. It's not that far. They're
No,
working
there's-
on. Okay.
They're working. No, but what has had no, but nobody. Who has produced a better? Nobody has done anything any better.
From what I've heard, 2 to 3 years max, and it's going to have long-term memory.
No, because that's what Duncan was saying. Is because of the way of how it's lazy. No, it's because it's the incentivizing is the problem. Because of how it's lazy and it hallucinates.
Okay, that's fine. But presumably there will be enough demand from users to not have it be that way, so they'll fix that.
Yeah, but the lazy part is really hard to fix.
Well,
Nobody understands why it does that.
yeah.
And nobody understands how to deal with it.
Right.
And that's why I'm saying where my shit with Google basic search.
But I wouldn't say, I don't think that justifies you saying, "Oh no, it'll never happen." I mean,
It's
you're
way,
right, they
it's
don't
way,
know. It's
way
a black
longer.
box.
It's way longer. It's way longer than these people are like, oh, just because this happened in this incremental thing, then it should get to the next level of that.
Well, maybe
No,
yes,
and he's
maybe
saying,
no. Okay, you're right. It's quite possible.
he's saying
that
even
they're
even
way
if,
over.
even if that's what I'm saying. This is actually really important about the valuation of all these AI companies. Okay, even if they improve the memory marginally, what Duncan is saying with deep, constant, heavy use of the AI to program an entire fucking video game, he's using what they say it should be easy to do.
Right.
Okay.
And he's paying for the current models and all that.
Yeah, he's doing whatever. He's fucking. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's
Well,
doing
presumably he is, because if he isn't, then that doesn't say anything. Because I mean, if you're using the old ChatGPT, then of course it's gonna not.
I think he's using. I know. They have usage limits and all of this fucking bullshit on there too.
Okay.
Even with the current one.
Yeah. Does he like feed some stuff into Claude, and when he uses it's used
No,
up there,
he just
goes
uses
over to
ChatGPT
Gemini,
only.
and then goes there?
ChatGPT only.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Why? You just like shit. I mean, Grok is supposed to be better for a lot of that stuff.
I don't. Yeah.
Even though it's Mecha Hitler, but it's still it's supposed to be better. From what I've heard, Grok and Claude are better than ChatGPT and Gemini.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay. I couldn't give a fuck less, but that's fine. So I don't know, but but the hallucinating and the laziness hasn't changed on any of them. Those are the fundamental things I'm saying. So back to what I was saying about the Google search. I was saying, in that way, Google search, it's like an acoustic guitar, and the fucking AI, it's like an electric guitar. It's way easy to go bad harmonics, like bad acoustic electric guitar music could like hurt your ears. It's just like way over amplified with a whole bunch of fucking like mods and like pedal things, and like it's just like like a bad Grateful Dead concert. Okay.
What's it always a Grateful Dead?
I don't know. Because we're here in California. Okay, so with the search, I don't get hallucinating. I don't get hallucinating at all.
You hallucinate, not the thing.
No, I don't.
I'm just saying. If anyone's going to hallucinate, it'd be you, because the Google search is not capable of hallucinating.
Well, it could in a way, possibly, but not in the way that the AI shit does.
Yeah.
It's like an old library search. So,
okay.
So what about your interest in quantum physics? Adon loves quantum physics.
Quantum physics. Okay, well, actually, I was listening to a bunch of podcasts about QBism, which is quantum Bayesianism.
Okay, so let's focus on the practical implications of quantum mechanics.
Well, they're in all the transistors and shit. Like, it's everywhere.
I know.
It runs everything.
I know. In theory, I know. Just like a nuclear bomb in a reactor does too. Or it could be a big fucking important thing. But what are the developments? What are the recent developments?
I don't know about that. I mean, they're still working on quantum computers. I don't know. The qubits. I mean, the qubits are, they're becoming more reliable. Like IBM has a quantum.
No, okay, beyond the quantum computers.
Well, nothing. I don't know. That's all I know. I mean, I kind of feel like it's sort of been integrated in so many aspects of technology that there's not that much left to do, like on any sort of cutting edge thing, except quantum computers.
What are you talking about?
Quantum. Applying quantum systems and quantum physics stuff.
Quantum systems. What? Are you fucking?
You're asking me. I'm giving you an answer.
Who was that pop scientist guy? Fucking.
Billions and billions.
Oh God.
Carl Sagan.
Oh God. Nah, the old one. Oh God. The Jewish guy, the guy who was
Einstein?
No, the other one. No, Feynman.
Feynman. Oh,
what are you, Feynman?
No, I'm not Feynman.
I think his name is Feynman.
Feynman? I think this is Feynman.
Okay, so yeah, okay.
Far from Feynman.
Okay, well, what? If we don't understand the quantum shit barely, how are we applying it in anything?
I don't know, Mylan. All I know is that
You just said that you were asserting that it was widely used.
It is.
Well, if it's not understood,
right,
how could we be using it?
You don't have to understand how it works exactly. Do you just get the results? Does it provide the results you want? Okay, keep doing it.
No, the point is that we're not.
I mean, it's kind of like AI. No one knows really how AI works.
The point is that we're not able to. We're not anything close. We don't really have the measuring, the objective science. We don't have the measuring of quantum phenomena very well.
Right. Well, yeah, the measuring problem.
Yeah, the one problem.
Yeah. Okay.
The only problem.
Okay.
Right.
Well, there's also.
But everything comes from measurement, right?
Well, there's also entanglement,
But the problem of what's going on is still first
they're closely
measurement.
related.
But if
Sure,
you can't,
fine, okay, measurement problem, fine. We'll just stick with that. That's
no, okay. So here's you want to go talk about philosophy. It comes down to measurement.
right. Yeah.
Um, so I mean, as far as fucking quantum mechanics goes, we're like in fucking Benjamin Franklin era of like flying a kite in a fucking thunderstorm, like trying to see what static electricity is. Remember, wasn't Benjamin Franklin who
Yeah.
like invented the fucking lightning rod?
Yeah, you put a kite up there, and then you had a key on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Essentially, that's where we are in terms of quantum mechanics right now.
Well, I don't think that's really true. You mean as far as understanding how it works?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you can't make use of.
So look, it was how after he created the lightning rod, how long was it before an electrical battery? Electrochemical battery was in the 1880s.
Right.
Before they ever even measured what an electron was, before they even created the units of the Coulomb
Okay.
and the Farad. Those units didn't even come into being until the 18 a turn of the 1800, like 1820s, 1840s, 1850s, yeah, in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Italians and stuff.
Okay. Okay, but I'm just saying it's not necessary to understand everything about quantum
No, but I'm saying we're like
in order
that
to make use.
I know, but I'm saying it was like 150 years after the fucking
Yeah, but I think
lightning
we're
rod.
making a lot more use of it in a shorter time than comparably with the lightning rod, with the use of electricity.
Fine, maybe, kind of, but
Yeah, because it's
but
just
if
the
we're still
1920s.
fumbling in the dark, completely blind, right? The blind man says to his deaf wife, right? If one person lacks one sense and the other person lacks the other one, how could the two of these people communicate except by touching each other's hands?
Okay, it's like the blind person, and they say, and like they keep falling, and it's like, oh, okay, well, if I put this thing, I pick it up, I don't know what it is or what it does exactly, I don't know, but I put it there and then I can walk on it. Like, he doesn't have to know everything about this brick or whatever it is. He doesn't have to know what it's made
I know,
of.
but there's no.
All he knows
there's
is that it gets him to the other side.
No, but what I'm saying
Well,
is
that's
there's
kinda like quantum
there's no progress. But the heart of the matter of like fusion and fission and all these things is the reason there's no progress is because of the lack of measurement. And so the progress.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying some really cutting edge shit like nuclear fusion.
The only progress that's going to happen
maybe,
the only
I don't know
progress
about
that's going to happen in quantum mechanics is with a greater degree of precision of measurement.
No,
That-
because
that-
it
as-
fundamentally changes when you measure it. That's it. It
I know,
doesn't,
until-
doesn't have to do with
until
more,
we have-
no.
Until we have a better.
I don't think so. I don't think it's a matter of precision. I think it's a matter of there's something fundamentally that changes that cannot be measured. It's not a matter of, oh, well, we can't quite see it. That's what happened. No, it is fundamentally, there's only so many options. Like Schrodinger's cat, right? Either the cat is in a superposition of being alive and dead until you look at it, or every,
I know. I get
every
it.
possibility.
I get that. Okay. Fine. Maybe we don't have a direct measurement. You're right in that way too. But until we can even do more proof of deduction type things with quantum things by saying, oh, at least we're able to manipulate, sort of somehow turning lead to gold more
Right.
easily.
Right.
Unless we're able to manipulate things in some way.
Yeah. I mean, there may be a lot more technological progress that could be made. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? So the technological frontier, the cutting edge, is what is going on with physics experiments.
Right.
For
Have you
quantum,
ever? You know what's pretty good is Quantum magazine.
whatever. But
They
it's,
have-
I mean, it doesn't
I'm
matter
saying
what
they-
publisher.
Well, yeah, it matters if you want to read about it.
No, I mean, you just go. Wikipedia has everything.
Well, it's a little more current, I think, sometimes.
No, Wikipedia.
Okay, fine, Wikipedia.
No, Wikipedia is especially for open source things like that. Like pharma and drugs is more proprietary. If there's really a development, Wikipedia tends to. No, I'm saying so. The design of experiments, of physics experiments, is interesting because of it predicting which ones are going to cause which types of discoveries when, and because they're multi-billion-dollar projects too,
Right.
generally.
Yeah.
So do you want to spend time breaking down the physical construction of CERN and these other $100 billion buildings?
Didn't they shut CERN down?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they did. I think they're going to redo it. It's going to take like 25
Oh,
years
yeah,
or something.
yeah. Well, they got to stay employed.
Yeah.
It's like the Sagrada Familia.
Yeah. Well, eventually they're going to find.
It's a testament to science.
They found the Higgs boson. They found the God particle. So what more could they need beyond the God particle?
Well, we don't have any control over anything. We don't have any more stuff. No, but the CERN thing. Look, it's like the Sagrada Familia. It's like. No, it's an altar for the atheists who believe in science as well. Not only.
It's an actual church, though, right? A Christian church, isn't it?
Sagrada Familia?
Yeah, that's what it was.
I know, but I'm saying the fucking CERN.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
a temple.
Well, you know what? What's ironic too is
For
like,
those who believe
so
in
so here's
science.
something that's kind of interesting and ironic. Okay, so one of the things that Nietzsche said was Nietzsche said, okay, God is dead, so now science is the new
God
religion.
is dead?
Yeah, that was a famous.
Why is
quote.
God is dead? Why is God dead?
It doesn't mean that God is literally dead, like somebody shot God and killed him. But it's more like once scientific thought came into being, it's just. I mean, as far this like. This
Oh, you mean the Enlightenment?
I don't know if it's the Enlightenment. It could be.
Yeah, that was scientific thought. Was the Enlightenment?
Okay, fine. Okay, but listen, just let me finish. Okay, so
It was a product of the Renaissance.
Yeah. Okay, so my point though is that he was saying that it's hard to defend the idea of God in the face of science, right? Because science is explaining all this stuff that it used to be a mystery and we would distribute to God, right? So then it's like, we're God, and we don't need God anymore because we got science. And he was sort of complaining about that though too. He was kind of saying that scientists and science is like trying to be too powerful and that people lose their humanity because of that.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
But Nietzsche believed in God or what?
Nietzsche, no, I don't think so.
Or is
I don't
that
think
not
he
clear?
did. Honestly, I don't think it's clear.
Okay.
I think a lot of people assume he did not, but I don't know that that's necessary.
Maybe he wavered back and forth.
Maybe we were back and forth, or maybe he just kept his whole true feelings out of it.
Or no,
Maybe he didn't want to tell people.
Maybe his writings were narrating his own internal thoughts.
Could be. Okay, yeah, maybe so. I didn't think you cared about philosophy, but anyway.
I don't care that much.
Okay,
but
but
if you
let me
dovetail
just
into
finish.
philosophy,
Let me just finish though.
when you're talking about quantum mechanics, then that's okay. But I don't care about pure philosophy for philosophy alone.
Okay, fine. Okay, but anyway, but it's just ironic that.
And I hate
hold on,
philosophy.
let me-
I just.
Okay, hold on. Let me just say this. Well, it's ironic. One of it's kind of because God is dead, blah blah blah. And one of the things he accused scientists of like trying to recreate God by saying, "Oh, we can control nature. We can figure all this shit out. We can control everything."
Yeah.
Okay, and then with the AI, it's kind of come to its full fruition because like all these people like ChatGPT and whatever, like Sam Altman, they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna fix humanity. We're gonna fix the world. We're gonna live in paradise. Everybody will be able to live forever in paradise."
Utopianism.
Yeah, and create a god.
Techno-utopianism.
Yeah, god-like AI.
Jetson, Star Trek.
Yeah, and so now we come completely full circle from that, which is like
From what? What would we come away from?
from Nietzsche saying saying God is dead, and now we have science, and their scientists are trying to recreate God, and now it's really happening. It's really truly happening.
Okay, I didn't even.
It's almost like he predicted.
Okay, I didn't even know all the Nietzsche. Okay, that's what I was saying. I can't study philosophy alone because it's too dry, like eating all these Cheerios without water. Okay. If I don't have something to wash it down. Okay, but okay, I didn't even know all that about Nietzsche. Okay, that's a little more interesting. So when what you're saying is that most people don't even know about Nietzsche, when
Well, I think all they know is God is dead. That's
No, but nobody.
Or Man and Superman, and they think that he was a Nazi, because they think that, like, will to power, like they think that he's saying that you should just use your will to take over, and you should be a Superman and go beyond regular morality of normal stupid people and just do whatever the fuck you want, because that was part of the thing. You create your own morality, because if there is no God, there is no real to judge you when you die. Okay. Then you're free from the
all right, get out of the weeds. Get out of the weeds. But
okay.
Oh, wait, let's see what it is.
Okay, can we be done for now?
What?
I don't know, just 'cause it's getting late. I'm gonna go drive or something.
Fine.
Okay.
See? See?